Welcome to Vibrate Higher, the podcast that takes you on a transformative journey towards aligning with your higher self, unlocking the depths of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding within you. I'm your host, Joelle, mindset coach and founder of Synergy Group. I'm here to guide you on a path of self-discovery and personal growth. Each episode of Vibrate Higher is crafted with intention, combining ancient wisdom, modern insights, and practical techniques that can be applied to your everyday life. We'll explore various spiritual practices, mindfulness techniques, and self-reflection exercises, all aimed at elevating your consciousness and aligning with your higher self. Get ready to embark on an epic adventure. This is Vibrate Higher. Hello, friends, and welcome to today's episode of Vibrate Higher. I wanted to talk with you today very briefly about something that I was compelled to discuss today, and that is how obsessed I am right now with the emotion code and the body code. And so, as you all know, my whole joy and goal with this podcast is to show you any tools and tips and tricks of the trade for holistic healing and self-development, because I want you all to vibrate higher in everything you do, in every way, every day. So I am in the process of learning how to use and how to apply the emotion code. And I have released so many emotions, trapped emotions, and it has been so helpful in the months that I've been learning it and practicing it. And I really released a huge emotion, and I wanted to talk to you all about it. It's a very vulnerable space for me, but my purpose in life is to impact and help heal and uplift people with my words. And so that involves me digging deep and letting you into vulnerable parts of myself so that it can help you. So let's talk about the emotion code and how I released a huge trapped emotion that has me feeling just like 10 pounds lighter. So here we go. First, I want to tell you about what the emotion code is. So I'm going to kind of put it high level because you can get on YouTube or the internet and Google the emotion code. And this is a concept created by Dr. Bradley Nelson. He used to be a chiropractor and now is into this holistic healing, as am I. And he created the emotion code. The concept of the emotion code is the subconscious mind, who is always active and never sleeping, is also a filing system. It's like a filing cabinet. It stores every memory, every thought, every experience that you had from the time you were born up until now. Things that you don't even remember, your subconscious mind has stored, cataloged, took a screenshot, cataloged it, understands it, put it in a filing system. And when you need it, it will pull out things out of that filing system and give it to you. That can be memories, that can be an emotion. So if you ever found yourself like thinking about something, and good or bad, and then you'll start to get other memories or things that make you feel the same way that the first memory made you feel. So for instance, this happens to me all the time, and now I'm very conscious of it. So I can pivot when those thoughts are not helping me, when they're taking me further away from, the best version of myself. But I can be doing something like this. Often happens in the shower when you're just kind of doing things aimlessly that you always do, like you're brushing your teeth or you're in the shower, taking a shower. I will sometimes be thinking about, my mind will give me a memory, something that maybe, let's say, annoyed me. Like, oh, that really annoyed me today when this happened. And so I'll kind of start feeling annoyed. I'm feeling whatever annoyance feels like to me. Tightness in my chest or just this like pit in my stomach. It's just I'm just annoyed. Then my subconscious mind will start giving me other things to that support that feeling. So then I'll start thinking about, oh, and then last week this happened. Or just before I got in the shower, I got a text message that said this and that annoyed me. And so then you'll keep going down this spiral of thoughts because your subconscious mind is just doing its job. You're feeling a certain way. It's pulling things out of the storage filing cabinet to give to you to support how you're feeling, because your subconscious mind doesn't know logic. It doesn't know that these thoughts are bad or good. It just knows that this is how we're feeling right now. Oh, and let me give you more of that. So how this all ties into the emotion code is when you have a trapped emotion. So when something has occurred in your life, maybe when you were younger, it could have happened last week, but something that happened that made you react negatively and that emotion wasn't processed. It was lodged in your body, just trapped in there, kind of sitting. And so it's an energetic thing. It's like think of your emotion in this instance as like a little ball of energy. And so if you don't release that emotion, it's going to stay in there as a little energetic ball, just kind of in wherever it is in your body. And if you go on and don't release it over time, it's going to build and build and build. And so then you have this habit, like you're an angry person or you're a depressed person or an anxious person, because you have had this emotion that has never been released. And your subconscious mind is going to continue to give you thoughts that support this emotion. And now this is your personality. So the concept behind the emotion code is, since your subconscious mind knows all of these things, all these memories, all these trapped emotions that you have, it will also be able to tell you, yes, you are reacting this way, or we are reacting this way because we have a trapped emotion, and that emotion can be released. So the system that Dr. Nelson set up is like a chart of emotions, and you can literally ask your body questions and it will answer you. So he uses muscle testing, which is the technique, and it is something that it doesn't cost you anything. It's not harmful to you by any means. It's truly just using your body to give you yes or no answers. And what's answering you is your subconscious mind. So I'm not going to break down every single way that you can do muscle testing. Like I said, look this up. If this sounds like something, you'll know right now if it's resonating with you and piquing your interest. Get online and Google the emotion code, the body code, Dr. Bradley Nelson. You can see YouTube videos of how to do this, but I'm going to tell you how I do it. It's just the easiest way for me. I use what is called the sway test. And so that is you standing, like with your feet, like shoulder width apart. Doesn't even have to be that wide, but just standing. And when you ask a question that is a yes answer, your body is going to naturally sway forward very gently. When you say something that is negative or a no answer, your body will sway backwards. So a good test, if you are not driving and you're somewhere where you can stand up right now, stand up and ask yourself, say to yourself or say out loud, doesn't matter, your name. So for instance, my name, obviously you all know my name is Joelle. So if I'm standing up and I say, my name is Joelle, and I just stand there, after like a few seconds, my body is going to sway forward because that's my name. And so my subconscious mind is kind of like a nod. Yes, that is your name. But if I stand and I say, my name is Frank, my body is going to naturally a few seconds later sway backwards a little bit because my name is not Frank and it doesn't recognize it and it doesn't resonate with it. So it's a no, that's not our name. Same thing if you just stand and say like war. After a few seconds, your body is probably going to sway backwards because that is, most of us, that's a negative term. And so your subconscious mind is like, no. But if you said happiness, more than likely, you're going to sway forward because that's positive. It's a yes. So that's the way that I test. There are many other ways. And again, this is not harmful to you at all. All of this is on an energetic level. So by using muscle testing techniques like the sway test that I just gave you, you can ask your subconscious mind these questions and you can get yes or no answers. So I'm going to walk you through a big one that I released recently that inspired me to share this with you all. So I was taking some pictures and doing a photo shoot. If you know me personally, you know I've never been a big picture person. Like I don't take pictures of myself or selfies. It's just not my thing. I don't knock anyone that does it, but it's just never been my thing. I'm not posting a ton of pictures of myself on social media. So that's just kind of how I have always been. Well, I was taking some pictures, doing a photo shoot, and I just noticed that I just was not feeling like happy about these pictures. Like my photographer, who I love to death, kept showing me the pictures like, okay, look at this. What do you think about this? What do you think about this? And I'm like, like I just don't feel happy when I look at them. Like I just don't like myself in these pictures. And I just couldn't, it felt so weird because consciously I don't have any self-esteem issues. I don't think I'm ugly. I don't have some like eating disorder. I don't have any issues like that. But for some reason, when I looked at my pictures, I just felt not good. Like I felt like heavy in my chest. Like I almost wanted to cry, but I didn't really understand it. So, again, we're in the middle of a shoot. So I'm like, I don't have time to process this right now. Like maybe, I do want to lose some weight here. There's some toning I want to do there. The normal things that we all look at ourselves and we see things that need to be better. So I just kind of chalked it up to that. And I finished the photo shoot and I just went about my merry way. So I get home and I pull out my laptop to start doing some work. And I literally am like overcome with emotion and I just start crying. And I'm like, I know that it's related to this photo shoot because on the way driving home, I just felt sad and heavy. Like when I thought, I'm reflecting on this photo shoot that I just took and I'm like, I just am not happy and I don't understand why. And as a person who has done a lot of work just to develop myself to where I typically feel good most days, I am a lot more conditioned to feeling positive than I ever was before. And so when I'm feeling negative about anything, I feel it like it's a foreign feeling now. And so it's very obvious. Whereas some people walk around feeling negative or feeling, any type of way than positive all the time. So that's so normal. You don't even realize it. I'm kind of the opposite. And it took me a minute to get there, but you can do it. But that's another show. Anywho, I get home, pull out my laptop, feeling sad, start crying. And I'm like, whoa, okay, this is not normal. So I'm just sitting, I let the tears come because now I understand, like I let emotions come as they come. As I have dealt with grief and everything else, I have learned like you don't suck it up and just be like, don't cry, keep working. Like, no, I'm going to pause. I'm going to cry. I'm going to let the tears go. And then I will figure this out. So as I'm finishing up this like hard cry, I'm sitting here like dabbing my eyes and I'm like, I need to release this emotion. Like I'm learning this amazing technique. I know how to do it. I've been practicing it. I've been using it with clients, to help in every way that I can to make people better. And I'm going to use it on myself. And now I have used it on myself before, but this was a very like impromptu in the moment event. So I pull out my emotion code chart on my phone. It's actually, you can download the emotion code app, guys. And in the app, I think it gives you like the first chapter in the book, but I really downloaded the app for the chart because it's like right at my fingertips and I have it on my phone. So I pull out the chart and it kind of gives you, emotions in this column. And so that you can ask your subconscious mind, you can stare at the chart and say, hey, is this emotion in row 1, row 2, row 3? And it'll say yes, no. That's kind of the process of it. So as I start to work on myself and I'm like, okay, do I have a trapped emotion to release that's causing this sadness I had during my photo shoot? You have to be very specific with your subconscious mind you need to ask very pointed questions so that you can get a yes or no answer. So I asked that question, do I have an emotion to release that's causing this sadness that I had today at the photo shoot? And I stood there and I swayed forward, which, I knew that. Obviously, because I was overcome with emotion and it's not a normal feeling for me to be feeling sad like that. So my body said yes. I'm like, great. So I started going through the motions. Is the emotion in column A, row this, you kind of go through that. And it led me to the word disgust. And as soon as I landed on the word, you kind of go through each word and you ask, is it this? Is it that? Yes, no. When I said disgust, I couldn't even give my body. It started swaying forward and I was overcome with emotion, which let me know I hit it on the head. I had a trapped emotion of disgust about myself for some reason. And so the process teaches you that when you realize these emotions, you can automatically just release them. And I'll tell you how to do that in a second. Or you can ask, sometimes you need to ask more questions because maybe there's something else you need to know about the emotion. And so I asked, is there anything else I need to know? I got the answer, yes, my body swayed forward. So come to find out, this disgust actually went all the way back to when I was young. I couldn't exactly remember the age. I think I was around first or second grade. But like I explained to you earlier, my subconscious mind, the minute I said disgust and I said, do I need to know more? It said yes. I started getting this memory of me in second grade. So I knew it was all connected. It's basically my subconscious mind telling me, like, it went into the filing cabinet and was like, oh, this is where this started. Here you go. Here's the memory. So I remember being in second grade or first grade, I was getting ready to go to school and I was putting powder all over my arms and my legs as I'm getting dressed. And my mom's coming in my room saying, hey, we got to go. And she looks at me, I'm covered in powder. She's like, why do you have powder everywhere on you? And I look at her so innocently and I'm like, because I want to be white like everyone else in my class. Because I, at the time, was the only black girl. I was like, well, I'm just trying to fit in. Like, I'm looking at my arms. I'm like, I just want to be white. Everyone's white. I'm not white. And I don't quite remember what happened after that. I'm sure my mom, who obviously has already transitioned, but she was like the best mom ever. And so I am certain she probably had a talk with me or said something amazing that made me feel better, because I definitely did not go to school with powder on. But for whatever reason, whatever led up to me feeling that disgust, it was there. It was trapped. And me being so young, I didn't know how to release that. But it let me know deep down, I had a feeling of disgust about myself that was never released. And so could explain why I don't really like myself in pictures. I don't really like, taking pictures. I didn't like, all of it started to make sense. And so once I uncovered that, I just felt a release. So the process of the emotion code also uses to release the emotion. You can use magnets, like a kitchen magnet or anything, or your hand, doesn't matter, but you kind of roll it over the top of your head, and it's called the governing meridian if you're familiar with Chinese medicine or acupuncture. And magnets are used because they can adjust energetic imbalances. So when you put an intention and you're holding a magnet and you're kind of rolling it over this governing meridian, it's releasing this imbalance that you have now uncovered that's kind of coming out. It's being released energetically. And so you just kind of roll it over 2 or 3 times. You can do it with your hand as well. The real main part of it is having the intention that you are releasing it. And you can use your hand because our entire body releases magnetic energy. Magnets do it. Our bodies do it too. So if you don't have a magnet, you don't want to use a magnet, that's fine. You can use your hand. It's about intention. The fact of the matter is, guys, that was a game changer for me. I felt so much lighter and I was overcome with emotion again, but this time it was a good emotion. Like the tears were flowing down my face and I felt so relieved and so good. So I felt like I wanted to share that with you all. That was a very vulnerable moment for me, but in my quest to become whatever I am destined to become, with this gift that I have, I want to share it. And that involves sharing parts of me that could make me feel uncomfortable or be embarrassed, because if it's going to help anyone out there, it's worth it. So I want you to know that I released that emotion of disgust that I had about myself. I felt instantly better. And so much so, like the next day, here's the funny part. The next day, I was going to the gym. And typically I go like around noon, and I don't put on makeup, when I'm going to the gym, but I always will kind of like, maybe I'll put on like a little concealer under my eyes. That next day I go, I'm putting on my gym clothes and normally I'll pull out my little concealer and dab it under my eyes. But I was like, you know what? I don't need it. Like, I looked at myself, I'm like, we look great. Let's hit it. I bounced out the house, no concealer, didn't care. And I know that it was because I had a different view of myself when I looked at myself in the mirror, and it felt good, and it came from the inside. Again, consciously, I don't have major self body image issues. I just don't. Thankfully, I don't. But unconsciously, I did. So under the surface, I did. And it was so important to get that out. And I wanted to share that with you all. If this sounds like something that really gets your gears grinding, make sure that you check out Dr. Bradley Nelson. I am not getting paid to pub him. I am simply just trying to give you guys tools and things that are helping me. So the emotion code is what I'm talking about. He also has a book out called The Body Code, and it's pretty much, I think, the same concept, but it has to do with parts of your body. I'm actually in the process of reading it, so I can't really tell you much about it yet because I need to fully understand it before I can share it. But look up The Emotion Code. I have read that book. There are YouTube videos. He will show you how to do it. There are different ways you can do the test. I told you the sway test. There are tons of other ways. You can do some with your fingers, with the pendulum. It goes so many ways. So I wanted to share that and get that off my chest, and I'm hoping that it touches someone. And that's really what I had for you today. I hope that you are vibrating higher now than you were when you first came, and I will talk to you soon.